Hello everyone. Today we are going to start with lecture 7. It will be a reading comprehension lecture which discusses the theme of world issues. Let's together look at these pictures here in the lecture. As you can see in the first picture, you can see children asking for food. Everyone is holding a bowl in order to get his meal. In the second picture, we can see a passport. It talks about immigration, about traveling. In the third picture, we can see a bomb, and it's talking about wars. In picture number 4, we can see a picture that represents education, and in number 5, a picture that represents unemployment. What do we call these, or what do these pictures represent? These pictures represent world issues. What do I mean by world issues? World issues are some problems that are happening during a certain period of time, such as poverty, such as illegal immigration, such as wars, such as pandemics, unemployment, education, and so on. So these are some problems that the world is facing. That's why we call them world issues. We have so many different kinds of world issues. As we said, poverty, illegal immigration, for example, wars that are happening nowadays, unemployment, and education. We have so many others world issues also, but these are some examples. Let's discuss these pictures below. What do these pictures represent? If we look at the first picture here, we can see some shelters for poor people which are not suitable for living. If you look at these shelters, they show you that the people living here are very poor people. Even in the second picture, the same. And if you look at the children here in this picture, they are eating from the same plate and they are barefoot. Look at their clothes, look at their the way they are sitting. It shows that these people are very poor. Today, in this lesson, we are going to discuss one issue, one world issue, which is one of the most important world issues, which is poverty. What do we mean by poverty? Poverty means being poor. These poor people, they do not have enough money, they do not have shelters, they do not go to school maybe, and they suffer from many difficulties in life. So this is what do we mean by poverty. Today we are going to start with this lesson. We are going to read a text about poverty, but before we are going to start with the comprehension skill. Let's start with the comprehension skill, which is the cause and effect relationship, and we are going to start with what is a cause. A cause is a reason, and we explained this before in grade 7 and in grade 6, but we are going to explain it again now. The cause is the reason and the effect is the result. So usually the cause means the reason and the effect means the result. For example, if I said the teacher was angry because the students misbehaved in class, so ask yourself this question. Usually, why? Why is the teacher angry? The teacher is angry because the students misbehaved in class. So there is a reason, which is the students misbehaved in class, and there is an effect, which is the teacher was angry. Let's look at the second example here. The boy was grounded because he wasn't on green at school. Ask yourself the same question. Why? Why was the boy grounded? Because he wasn't on green at school. So there is a cause and effect also here. If you look at the transitional signal here, which is because is the word that shows us that there is a cause-effect relationship here. So this is called a transition that shows that there is a cause-effect relationship. Here in this chart, I'm going to represent some of the transitions that show you that we have a cause-effect relationship in a sentence, such as because, cause, due to, leads to, since, and so on. And we have also many effects, many transitions that show us that we have an effect, which are hence, so, therefore, thus, and so on. These are also transitions that show us that we have an effect in the sentence. Now we are going to talk about something very important, and I want you to focus here, which is sometimes some effects might have more than one cause, and sometimes one cause might have more than one effect. For example, if we look at the chart here, we can see water pollution. Water pollution is an effect, but it has many causes. There are many reasons that lead to water pollution, such as what? Domestic sewage, industrial water waste, and acid rain. These three causes lead to the same effect. These three causes lead to the same effect, which is water pollution. Now we are going to move to the second chart. The second chart shows us that sometimes one cause might lead to many effects. One reason can lead to many results, such as smoking. Smoking is the cause. What does it lead to? It leads to lung cancer, it leads to heart diseases, it leads to oral cancer, and so on. So sometimes, as we said, one cause might have more than one effect, and sometimes one effect might have more than one cause. Let's now start with the vocabulary words. We have 9 words. The first word is illiteracy. It means the inability to read and write. So when a person is illiterate, it means this person cannot read and cannot write. Number 2, the word is expansion. What do we mean by expansion? When something expands, becomes bigger in size or in anything else. So it means the quality or state of being expanded. Number 3, malnutrition. It means the faulty nutrition due to inadequate or unbalanced intake of nutrients. It means when you do not have a balanced diet, this means malnutrition. Starvation. Starvation means hunger. When you are very hungry, you say, I am starving. Number 5, shortage. It means lack of something. When I have shortage in something, it means I have lack in something. Number 6, byproducts. It means something produced in a usually industrial or biological process in addition to the principal product. Strive means to struggle. When you strive for something, it means you struggle. Charity, it means generosity and helpfulness, especially toward the needy or suffering, when you collect money to help the suffering or the needy people. Resources are sources of supply or support. Now we are going to start with the reading comprehension text. I'm going to read the text and explain it for you. A witness to poverty. I dedicate this article to DeSoto. I hope it will do something for him more than just praying for his survival. Many of today's problems have their roots in poverty. Phenomena like illiteracy, hunger, immigration, social upheavals, deadly diseases, and sometimes wars would not happen if the world's wealth were shared equally. It is a common secret that the reason behind poverty is the unequal distribution of world wealth. About half of the world's population, nearly 3.5 billion people, lives in poverty, on the equivalent of less than $2 a day. These people do not simply lack the financial resources, they struggle each day to keep the evil byproducts of poverty at bay. I think it is time for mankind to understand that it has to bridge these inequalities and to prevent their expansion. So in this text, they are talking about the poor people, the poor people that live in less than $2 a day, and how they struggle from financial problems, from educational problems, from health problems, and so on. The, let's move to the second paragraph. Paragraph 3. The above is a piece of my thought, but what I have written cannot describe the problem as clearly and lively as the witness of a young boy from Uganda. I consider myself lucky to have met him while I was on a volunteering charity tour to Africa with the purpose of introducing computer literacy to young children. I intend to share my experience with my readers, hoping that this will contribute to raising the awareness of my brother man, who has not forgotten yet that we have to look beyond our own little world. DeSoto, paragraph 4. DeSoto, a 14-year-old, joined our team later than the other kids, and this was due to poverty, as he confessed later. In his introduction, he wrote, I'm a child who comes from a poor family of 7 people. I have parents, but I have a lot of family problems as well. That's why when I have a chance to come to you, I see it as a blessing from God. Poverty in the family leaves us with shortage of school fees to educate my siblings and myself. It has forced me to leave school and help my father as I'm the eldest in the family. So DeSoto is talking about his story that he is a poor guy from a poor family. This family suffers from shortage of school fees to educate, so he was obliged to leave school and help his father because he is the eldest child in the family. I remember once he was very silent and sad, a sort of introvert. When I asked him why that matter was, he sarcastically murmured, why can people with brain but no money go to school while those who have money but no brain can? I told him that many poor people with brain manage to go to school. He answered, maybe, but sure they don't have irresponsible parents giving birth to come to more children and they can feed. Paragraph 6. I noticed that DeSoto was very smart and brisk. In comparison with his peers, he had a stunning ability to digest all sorts of information. Unfortunately, after 2 weeks of regular attendance, he tended to miss more classes than allowed, and every time he did that, he would apologize for not being able to inform us in advance. I'm your friend, a peaceful participant with many problems, he said. In my country, the children face problems that lead to malnutrition and starvation. Here, families are forced out of their homes with their children because of internal strife and war. Others go wandering in various places with nothing to eat for several days, and they end up in some camps. Paragraph 7. I still remember well the last time DeSoto came to us. He spent a shorter time then, and when I asked him to stay more, he said as he was leaving, I'm just trying to survive. All you can do is pray for me. And I have not heard from him ever since. I have nothing more to add to his last words except what Jean-Jacques Rousseau says. You people are lost if you forget that the fruits belong to everyone and that the earth belongs to no one. This means that the earth belongs to all the people around the world, and we all have the right to live in this world equally.